What's up, guys? How's it going? Today we're going to be talking about Dying Light. You become obsessed with one survivor. Your obsession gains a 33% action speed bonus to unhooking and healing other survivors. Each time you hook a survivor other than the obsession, if the obsession is alive, gain a token. If the obsession is alive, all survivors who are not the obsession gain a 3% penalty to repair, healing, and sabotage speed for each token. The killer can only be obsessed with one survivor at a time. This is a Michael Myers perk. Is this perk good? It is not. The benefits for survivor, I know it's only one survivor, are much better than the payout for the killer. They're going to get the healing and unhooking ability more. They're going to feel that more than the regression, more than the speed penalty. This perk does reward you for doing well, but the thing is, it's not enough. The 3% isn't that great. So this incentivizes leaving the obsession alone most of the time. And if you're leaving the obsession alone, they're just doing gens. So it kind of incentivizes you finding the obsession, downing them, and leaving them on the floor while you go down other people, unhook them. It kind of incentivizes you to keep the obsession alive while also trying to keep them from doing anything. So you have to do some really, really heavy multitasking to get very little payout. You have to be outplaying the entire team so much more than they have to outplay you for you to get less of a reward than they get for just existing. So, what could we do to make Dying Light better? So, I think what we could do is reduce the buff survivors get. The survivor gets from 33 to 25. It's not a huge nerf to the action speed. They still get the action speed, but it's less. Also, increase the progression penalty from 3% to 6% per token. The biggest problem with Dying Light, other than that survivor just being able to do the altruistic actions faster, you don't start feeling the progression penalty until you've gotten a lot of tokens. So, by the time it's just the obsession. Oh, and by the way, the obsession isn't affected by the generator penalty. So the survivor still completes the obsession still completes the generator in 80 seconds. Until you start hooking survivors, the other survivors aren't affected by it. The max tokens you can get and still actually get something from Dying Light is 8. That's 3 hooking both of the 2 other survivors and 2 hooking 1 survivor. And that's just making it so that 1 survivor has a slowdown. Increasing it to 6, even to 10% per token, makes it so that it affects the other survivors more at earlier stages. So that 1 token, all the survivors progression is reduced by 6%. Then 12%, 18, 24, 30, etc. This makes it so instead of it being 12% for 3 hooking 1 survivor. So you have to kill 1 survivor or get 3 hooks or hook all 3 survivors once to get 12% of progression penalty on all 3. That's not good. It's not. Generators go so quickly that 12% is nothing. Especially when you have one of the 4 survivors still progressing generators at the normal speed. So increasing it, I think even up to 10%, I think 10% is still okay. It's not crazy overpowered. So that if you kill survivor fully, if you 3-hook one survivor, I mean, not just 3-staging them. If you hook them once and then you 1-hook them, you only get 1 token. Hooking them, they get unhooked. Hooking them, they get unhooked. Hooking them again is 30% for 2 survivors. And you have to do it again for another one for 60% on 1 survivor. Well, you still have the obsession running around doing them at 80%. So I think the tokens could be increased to 10, especially since once the obsession is gone, the perk's gone. It's just gone. You don't have Dying Light anymore. So to have such a crappy payout for a perk that only affects 3 survivors, and once the obsession is gone, you lose, unless you change the obsession with Nemesis. It's not good. So, decrease the buff to survivor, increase the percentage of the tokens. Is what I feel like. Or, just remove the bonus altogether. And still, I still think the tokens should get increased even if you remove the buff to survivor. The fact that they're not getting, or make it so that leave it at 33%, increase the percentage to 5 per token, and make it affect all 4 survivors, including the obsession. But if you guys have any ideas, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.